I pledge to you, Lord McGuire, your faith in me is not misplaced. Who the blonde is? You could take a guess, but I'm not spoiling that quite yet. Also, that's the only time we have to deal with an in sound. Just so you know, Otto, I'm going to the Eldern Mountains to visit my old master for a while. He's the one who taught me everything I know about fighting, back when I was a kid. If anyone would know the reason for all the monsters around here, he'd be the one. I won't be gone long, though. You ought to relax and take a look around town. If you have any questions, you can ask Elena. She said her place was on the outskirts of town, so look around and I'm sure you'll find her. I'm off for now. See you later! And we have control. You'll also note that this little thing... control... Mouse doesn't want to get on the screen. Oh well. Just means I won't be able to motion this episode. So, let's take a look at the menu. We have equipment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of it. Something called bracelets. Inventory has quite a few good slots. There's a whole bunch of saves. Not for this Let's Play. Options to change things around. Topics. This is actually pretty cool. It allows us to go like this. Elena's daughter. A childhood friend of Dogi's from Redmont. Adel saved her when monsters attacked her out on the road. It's unknown what she was doing out there by herself, though. We can even go over to monsters. Guff. A creature which roams the roads of Felghana. Once thought to be nothing more than stray dogs, the ongoing disasters made them very vicious. They hunt in packs, acting in concert as if controlled by a single mind. Interesting. And foreshadowing. So, also here we have all the different things that you can learn about the game. Anytime anything pops up, explains it here. For example, one very important thing. You don't get to carry around healing items in this game, but as you can see here, when you kill an enemy, a medicinal herb might drop. And until we get a certain item later in the game, that's our only way of healing except for save points. So, very, very important. The other things are just boosts or money, which is cool and all, but not really what we're here for. So, let's see here. We can hop around in town, but we can't slash. Makes sense. Antonio. Oh, you're the one who took the room next door last night, aren't you? You've got some guts coming to Felghana in times like these. I'm Antonio, here from the Roman Empire on business. Have you ever heard of Raval ore? It's a really high-quality ore that's found in this region. That's why I came here. Oh wait, probably double-check if he says anything else. There are still plenty of legends and old landmarks around here. There are the usual tales of long-lost treasure, of course, but the best reason to stick around is the ore. It makes sense for a merchant to want some super rare ore. Randolph. Hick! And thanks to them, I come here all the way from Garment for no damn reason. Huh? What can I do for you, Red? You're not going to try to get me to stop drinking, are you? It's the only thing that makes me feel better. Hick! What the hell, man? Heard I could turn mercenary work into some official business. Poor guy. Good morning. Did you sleep well? I guess Dogi's gone out. Still just as hyperactive as ever, I see. He's grown up impressively, though, but he's still a little boy at heart, I think. He hasn't caused you any trouble during your travels, has he? You're such a troublemaker as a child, always up to no good. When Chester first moved, they got into a huge argument. They'd always been such good friends. I think Dogi just missed him. Well, we'll learn more about that later. Joel, you're Adel. Margot told me about you. She says you're a close friend of Dogi's, an adventurer besides. Plenty of bad luck's fallen upon Felghana of late. We've had strange weather, which has played hell with our harvest. Not to mention all the monsters that have started showing up. No one's been able to figure out just what's happening. Dogi and Chester used to be really close. Spent most of their time up in the Eldern Mountains. Usually when they were supposed to be doing work in the store, to boot. Interesting to know. And one thing that you'll see amongst all of these games, besides a common red flare, and lens flare, Redmont Town, is that when people are in trouble, Adel will save them. He's a good guy that way. Fiona. Oh, you're Dogi's friend, aren't you? I heard you were a swordsman, but you're a lot cuter than I expected. We've had a really bad harvest, and the local lord has imposed ridiculous taxes on us, which only make things worse. I don't know how I'm going to keep food on my family's table. It'd help if my husband can bring in more money, but the lord's ordered the closure of the quarry on top of everything else. I don't know why he'd do such a thing. We've had a really bad harvest, and she just says the same thing again. Pretty much it's a mining town, so doing that will kill them. Poor Ada. What do you want, stranger? Please leave me be. You're young, so I doubt you've gone deaf just yet. Please, just get out of here. Till I can make her happy, I'm gonna leave her alone. 'Cause don't worry, we will make her happy. Let's see, let's visit the shop of the game. Talk over to Adonis. What's with you? I'm Adonis, I own this shop. As you can see, I'm also a blacksmith. From the looks of that sword, you must be pretty handy with it. But I make it a rule only to refine weapons and armor for people I like. Sorry, but you may as well just head home for now. Don't worry though, that won't be a permanent thing. And Cynthia. Welcome. Oh, are you a traveler by any chance, sir? That sword looks like it could really use some repairs. This store deals in weapons and armor, as well as a few rare and unusual items. The owner's a bit eccentric, but he deals in metalworking in the back of the shop. He's good at it, so you should talk to him. We hope to see you do lots of business with us here. All of our weapons and armor were made by Adonis. He's in the back of the store. He's not the most cultured man in the world, but his skill as a smith is unsurpassed. Let's see what they've got as far as items. We have, first off, Zalem's cousin. Cynthia is the second of the super busty shopkeepers. Yeah, it's a theme. The illusion mirror. Costs 50. Utterly useless, we'll never buy one. When used in battle, it creates an illusory shield that defends against 3 enemy attacks. One-time use only. I might buy one just to fill out my inventory, but yeah. Amulet. When used in battle, it incapacitates nearby enemies for a short while. It will break after 1 use. Useless. A Katol elixir, water taken from a sacred spring in the Elder Mountains. It permanently raises max HP when used. Very freakishly useful, but we won't have the money to buy those till the end of the game. Obviously. Spirit necklace. It's patterned after a winged goddess. Huh. Interesting. When worn, it can revive its wearer from death, but only once. So we'll get that at the end of the game, and we'll use it in the final battle. And we have a host of different items here, which we will be getting at a later date. As you can see, we have 2 sets. Well, 3 parts of 3. We won't need to worry about any of that yet, though, because we don't really have any money. So we really can't spend it. Let's explore around a little bit more. Oh, we've already been there. Let's see. That's around the other way, too. And here is Hugo. Hey, mister, are you as big and strong as Dogi? You don't look as strong as I thought one of his friends would be. But you go on adventures and swing a sword around, right? Can I be your adventuring partner, too? I'm always playing adventurer, so I bet I could help. Hey, mister. Or, yeah, and he just says the same thing. And the Pickards. They make the cute little squeaky sounds. They're so cute. I love Pickards. They're sort of the Moogle of Ys. More Chocobo. But you eat them. Maybe not really a good thing to compare them to Chocobos. Oh, Kentucky Fried Chocobo. Or Kentucky Fried Raga. Hey, I found you, mister! Wow, it's just as red as Elena said. Hey, mister, will you play with me? Daddy's gone to the quarry, so I got nothing to do. She has an adorable voice in the PSP version, in addition to having a little scene where she talks like a pirate. Oh, you're the swordsman who arrived with Dogi, right? Says Harold. The name's Harold. I'm a local merchant. Redmont's always survived by way of trading the ore that's mined from the nearby quarry. The recent accidents had a pretty serious impact on commerce. I'm sure it'd be nice if this could all get settled soon. There's a place that someone lives that's apparently not currently home. Which is just fine, really. And in here, Raucous. It seems to me that Dogi came back after hearing rumors about Felghana. Fine of him to come back now, given how he just up and left one day. I don't think the appearance of a few monsters merits all this fuss, so the mayor and my son went to the quarry, regardless of the monsters. The Count's just being a tyrant by telling us to close down the quarry. That's Edgar for you. He's a fine man, don't you think? Damn that Dogi. I always figured he'd make a great miner someday. Which he probably never will. Too free of a spirit. Plus he doesn't want the black lung. Not really a popular thing, that. And this is Mayor Edgar's house. We'll meet him later, but as we just found out, he's not really in town right now. Let's go and visit the church. It's got 2 nice and friendly NPCs. Oh, you must be. Otto, you came here with Dogi, right? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sister Nell. Elena told me all about what happened. Did you really save her from a pack of monsters? We can never thank you enough. I've worked in this church for a long time, so I've known Elena and Chester since they were very little. Those two have always treated me as if I was their actual big sister. I suppose that's why I'm involved with anything that has to do with them. Nevertheless, I wonder what Elena was doing out on the road so late. I'm always telling her to be careful out there. She knows it's dangerous. Do you think Chester's the cause of all this? He could be. And, finally... Oh, you must be Otto. Nice to meet you. I'm Father Jean-Pierre, pastor of this church. Elena's had quite a bit to say about you. Seems you saved her when she was attacked by a pack of monsters. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. To be honest, I believe Elena had some reason for being out on the road so late. She denied it, of course, but I feel there's more to it. Still, if I pressure her to tell me, it'll only make things worse. Oh, do forgive me, please. Our first meeting, and here I am babbling away. God's blessing be with you. If anything ever troubles you, you are always welcome at the church. May God's blessing be with you. If anything ever troubles you, you're always welcome at the church, okay? And later on, we'll be doing a little bit of platforming in here. That's right, this game has platforming. It's one of my favorite things ever. So we've met almost every NPC that's currently in the village. Well, we've met every NPC that's currently in the village. Oh, good morning, Otto. What? Dogi isn't with you today?
Otto explained that Dogi had gone to visit his old master in the Elder Mountains.
Oh, I see. I swear, it wasn't very nice of him to just leave you here on your own. But that's Dogi for you. 8 years ago, he suddenly started going on about how he was going to journey to become a great man or some such. Chester didn't take the news too well, because it was totally out of the blue. They got into a big fist fight. They made up right when Dogi was about to leave, though. To be honest, I have something I need to tell Dogi. I told you yesterday that Chester wasn't in town. He actually hasn't been back in over 6 months. He left a note, though. It just said, I won't be back for a while. I haven't heard anything from him since then, until today. I'm not sure how to tell Dogi, since he came all this way. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't need to concern yourself with my problems. I'll just have to tell him everything up front when he comes back from the mountains. I'm sure Dogi will be calm enough to take the news well. I went there yesterday because I heard I might find some information about Chester. I was thinking about everything, and I just had to go for a walk for a while. As a result, you had to come help me, and I made everyone worry. I can be such a child sometimes. I really need to grow up a little. Well, that's fine. Not really your fault. One little interesting thing of note. One of the beds is directly underneath some kind of a bird coop. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that right there. With that said, happy music. Everything's blissful here in Felghana. Redmont has some monstrous problems, but... What? How many are there? I'm not sure, says Ricardo, but there was a lot more than a handful. Sounds like we've got a problem. Damn it! And all this starts right when I'm about to begin my Revolve transactions. Oh, Otto, this is terrible. What should we do? I wonder what's wrong with Ricardo. Are you serious? This is terrible. I came to see what everyone had gathered around for. What in the world happened? Ah, Otto, things have gotten much worse in a very short time. You seem troubled. Very troubled indeed. Who are you?
Otto introduced himself and asked what was going on.
Monsters just started coming out of the Tigray quarry to the east. We just managed to make it out okay. But Mayor Edgar's still in there. So I asked the head miner, Dewey, to come help. Doki would have been able to help, but he left a little while ago, and I can't go myself. If I do, there won't be anyone left to guard the town. Otto, please, we could really use your strength. Would you be willing to check out the quarry for me? But please, you have to help the mayor and the other miners down there. What will you do? Agree to help. Oh, thank you. I really owe you for this. If you're going to the quarry, Otto, then you should take this. You got a map of Felghana. Also, you should really make sure you're prepared in case you find yourself in a fight with the monsters. Take this and use it to get your equipment refined. When revolver was received, 50 gold was received. Go and talk to Adonis, the smith. He can be a stubborn one, but he can forge armor for you. I hate to ask, but please look after the mayor and the others. And now the music is a little bit calmer. Oh, but we didn't actually talk to the guy who could tell us what was going on. Well, the miners is sure to be at the entrance to the quarry right now. If you tell him I sent you, he'll let you in. Okay, so yeah, we know. There's been a problem with the quarry, Mayor Edgar is trapped there, things are bad. So, they say that Adonis can fix up our weapons for us. Hey, you're back. It'll always be the same story, man. I only refine equipment for people I like. Otto relayed Gardner's message. You gotta be kidding. Gardner said that? Well, I guess you'll take good care of my work then. I got it. Gotta do what the old man asks. I can refine your sword, armor, and shield here, but it's gonna take Reval ore to be able to do it. Monsters will sometimes drop it, though not yet, and you can find it in certain places all around Felghana. I also have to charge a fee for it, or else Cynthia puts up a fuss like you wouldn't believe. Just so you know, how much it'll cost depends on the kind of stuff you need me to work on. Alright, let me see what you've got for me to work on. Be sure to bring me anything you need to have refined. And let's see. You can refine any of our stuff. Just take us 10 gold and 1 Reval. So just to make grinding up the first few levels a little bit easier, I'll do what the game recommends we do. And we just spent that 1 Reval and 10 gold on getting our short sword boosted up. They can go up to from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3, and then max. I like to not really spend any Reval on anything till the end of the game, then I make everything max because I'm a completionist. So with that said, we've really done all that we can do in town for now. So, we're just going to head out here, and save point. How these work, you walk up to one, if you have any damage, you'll glow blue, and you'll heal. If you talk to one, you get the chance to save. We're just going to start over here in Redmont. So, this has been a little bit of a time here, so I think before we head over to the Tigray Quarry, I'm going to take a little bit of a refreshing pause. I'll be right back with you.